Well, it's 11, so I guess we'll go ahead and get rolling. Thank you all. I'm sure people will be rolling in here as we get going, but hopefully we'll be able to get everybody up to speed. Um, just a few things up front before we begin. I know this is only about a half-hour session, and you may actually be wrapping up earlier than that if needed. The Pocket Talk is a uh, very simple device to use, so it usually doesn't take much time to actually show how it works. So I'd be happy to continue as long as we need to. I'll be available beyond the allotted time, but again, we may end up wrapping up sooner. A lot of it depends on how many questions you may have. So that being said, do not hesitate to ask questions. I was a fifth grade teacher, so I'm very much used to stopping in between my presentations and answering questions and fielding handling situations. So I can even do that. So don't worry. Don't hesitate to ask a question. If you want to pop it into the chat, I do have the chat open and can answer them there as well. So no worries at all. I like these kind of sessions to be more of a conversation and less of a presentation. So again, please don't hesitate to stop me, ask questions, make comments, whatever you need to do to let me know you're still there. I was mentioning to Naomi, I love questions because it always makes me feel like everybody's listening. So don't hesitate to chime in, please. A little bit about me. My name is Arturo Guajardo, as Naomi mentioned. I'm a former educator. I worked in Austin ISD for 18 years, and I've been working with Pocket Talk now for about 6 months. I work mostly with the K-12 community, from everything from English language learners to ed tech to assistive technology. You name it. I love to work with everybody in the K-12 community. As a former educator, I guess I just have a really good connection there, and then the assistive tech community as well. That's always one that I'm very happy to work with. So I'm really excited to work with you all here today. As far as Pocket Talk, I can give you a little bit of background on it. Pocket Talk is a handheld device. It looks like this. I know it's a little bit hard to tell, but it's about the size of a small phone. If you're in the tech community, you might remember the iPods that Apple put out a few years ago. It looks and feels a lot like one of those. So pretty thin, pretty lightweight, but again, looks much like a phone. The only thing it really has in common with a phone is that it does connect out to the cloud. That's the way it works. The translations that the Pocket Talk can do require you to be connected in one of two ways. You'll need to be connected either through Wi-Fi or through a cellular data plan. Well, the nice thing about Pocket Talk is, or one of the nice things I should say, is that Pocket Talk does include a 2-year data plan right out of the package. So you don't have to add anything. There's no subscription cost at all after you buy it. You just get the 2 years worth of data right out of the box. Okay, so keep that in mind. Wi-Fi or cellular data. The Wi-Fi is what we always recommend you use because it's just a little bit faster. You'll get a little bit of a better experience. But if you're away from the office, away from the workplace, you can always find the Pocket Talk will find the nearest cell tower, cell signal, and connect that way. Okay, so just keep that in mind. It does not have to live in the office. It can move out and pretty much be anywhere and almost anywhere in the world. These were designed originally for travel, so you can even go international with these, and it'll connect in most countries around the world. So what does Pocket Talk do? Pocket Talk translates conversations in about 84 different languages, and it's a two-way translation device. So the idea here is that I can speak in English to you, and then you can speak back in Spanish to me, and we will both understand each other. So my English, whatever I say in English will get translated into Spanish. Whatever you say in Spanish will get translated right back into English for me. Okay. There are other services out there like ours. Ours is a little bit different in that we use multiple translation engines. So the translations are just at a higher quality. And as well as that, we do include a camera on the back. You can see the little camera there on the back of the device. So translations don't just have to be oral. You can actually take snapshots of text on a page. I've even used it to take snapshots of text on a computer screen and translate them that way as well. Okay, so it's a very simple device to use, very effective. Again, people love the device because of its high quality translations, its portability. And again, because it's just so darn easy to use. So let me show you quickly how it works. All you have to do is turn on. Once it's turned on, and the power button is here in the upper left hand side. So you just have to click that to actually turn it on. It does have volume controls on the left as well, pretty much just like a phone would have. So that'll be very familiar to you. On the other side, you do have a little SIM card slot. So the reason we have that there is that at the end of the 2 years, remember I mentioned at the very beginning that you have a 2-year data plan that comes with this. So at the end of 2 years, if you choose to continue using the cellular data feature on the Pocket Talk, you can actually insert your own SIM card. A lot of organizations have a cellular plan that they can tap into. So that's an option to continue beyond the 2 years that you get initially for the cellular data. But the key thing to remember there is that because you have Wi-Fi capabilities on here, just about everybody just puts this on Wi-Fi after the 2 years and uses it in that manner. If you do need more of a data plan another year, we do offer those for $50 a year per device. And when you think about data plans and how much they normally work on a phone, that's actually a pretty good deal. I would kill to have $50 worth of data for an entire year. But that's what you get with the Pocket Talk. Again, you get 2 years right out of the box, but you can always add that extra year if you'd like to do that. Okay. So how does it work? Very simple. Once it's turned on, all you have to do is press the one button that it has down here at the very bottom. I just pressed that. And then you're going to start to see the languages pop up on the screen. So in my case, I have Spanish from Mexico up at the top, and then I have English in the US down here at the bottom. Okay. So if you notice, there's an arrow right in the middle. So in this case, when I speak into it, the Pocket Talk is going to assume that I'm speaking Spanish and that I need the translation to go over to English. If I want to work it in reverse, if I'm the English speaker, all I have to do is click on the arrow in the middle. And now the arrow switches to the other direction. And now I'm going to be speaking English, and the translation will occur over to Spanish. Okay. Do you have a question about Haitian Creole from Amanda? Amanda, we do have Haitian Creole on here. However, because of the complexity of the language, Pocket Talk does not actually sound out the Haitian Creole. So it's sort of a one-way translation. So English to Haitian Creole, and then the translation will be seen on the screen but will not be heard. Okay. That's not the case with most of the languages. Most of the languages will work like this, and let me show you how they normally work. All I have to do is press the button and start talking.
tengo que hacer es presionar el botón y empezar a hablar.
So if you notice on the screen, there's there's what I said in English. Here's the translation in Spanish. And hopefully you heard the actual translation spoken out right out of the speakers that are built into the Pocketalk. Okay, so the idea here is, again, one language translates into the other language. You get the visual text and you get the audio as well for most of the language. Again, Haitian Creole is one of the exceptions. Punjab, Amanda, let me show you how you actually go through the languages and pick some of the languages so that we can actually find that out. So if I click on Espanol, I do get a list of languages here, as you can see. And if I'm going through the list, I can scroll and scroll and scroll. There again, here's where the 84 languages would appear. And there's Punjabi. And then if I keep scrolling up, I will also find, let's see here. I think one of the questions was Farsi. Let me check. Farsi. No, unfortunately, is there another name for Farsi? I guess that's the question, because sometimes I do find other names for some of the languages. So if you know that, let me know, and I can find it. The other thing I will do at the end here is I'll share a link to our webpage that actually has a list of all the languages. That way you'll be able to see if your language that you're looking for is on our list. So I'll share that here in just a bit. Okay. I see a question regarding FERPA, COPPA, HIPAA. We're working on FERPA and COPPA, but we are HIPAA compliant at this point. We also have some other certifications from Europe, and Europe's privacy laws in many cases are much stricter than the ones in many states here in the US. But we are certified in some of the European compliances as well. So keep that in mind. So Arabic, we do have Arabic. Arabic is definitely on the list. Let's see. I can try to find a few of these while we're here. Dari, yes, we do have Dari. I don't see Farsi. I can look at the others. We do have Tajik, yes. And then let me see. I do see a couple other questions here. Oh, okay. So the actual physical use of how this would work. Mostly the way it tends to work is that one person does hold the device, and you can just kind of point it, kind of lay it out like this so that they can speak into it. You can pretty much hold it between the two. Oh, thank you, Naomi. I appreciate you sharing the language list. That's perfect. You can definitely just hold it in front of you or between the two people. It hears, the microphones are actually really pretty well designed so that you can actually stand within about 3 feet of the device, and it'll hear you. It can go even further out into like a 6 feet conversation space. We learned that during COVID. Obviously, we needed to do our social distancing, so the 6 feet space actually worked pretty well. And because of the text being large enough, you could actually hold it out, and the person would be able to actually read it within that 6 feet distance. So 6 feet's a good rule of thumb for how you would use this. Again, you can keep this in your hand. You don't have to necessarily be handing it back and forth. Jill, you asked about the conversation record. Up at the very top of the device is a little tab. I know it's kind of hard to see here on my camera, but if you see that little gray tab at the top, when I click that, you actually do see the translations history that belong here, and you can kind of scroll. And if I press one of them, as you just heard, if I press one of the translation, it actually repeats it again in case the person didn't hear it the first time. But as far as the history goes, there is a history on the device. There are settings, however, that you can change so that the histories will get deleted within a certain period of time. You can set it to delete within 10 minutes. That would give you time to go back and if you needed to take notes, you could take notes on the conversation. But then at the end of those 10 minutes, that conversation will automatically go away. So keep that in mind as far as the translation history goes. You can set it to various increments as well. So you can set it even out to about 30 days so that it does delete the translations after 30 days. So keep that in mind. There is a possibility that you can use it that way as well. We do have a mobile device management tool called Ventana. And Ventana is generally used for organizations that buy multiple Pocket-Talk devices. So if you have 10, 20, 50, 100, we have some organizations that buy these in the hundreds. And you're going to want to be able to manage those a little bit better. And so the idea here is that you can actually set these within your management system. You can set them all to delete everything immediately, or within, as I mentioned, within 10 minutes, within 30 days, and so on and so forth. So keep that in mind. There is a way to manage these. Your tech team will love that. They love to be able to make sure these are managed correctly. So that is an option for you. Let's see. You have to switch between English and Spanish when you hold it for another person. Oh, yes. Well, that what I mentioned, let me go back and show you here, right in the middle there, that arrow that you see, you do need to press that arrow. There is the need to be able to actually, the device does need to know which language is being used. So just keep that in mind. You will have to at least click the arrow. We do have a hands-free feature that frees you from having to press this button, because keep that in mind. Every time I talked into this, I was holding that button down. So it's sort of like a walkie-talkie technology. If you remember walkie-talkies, you had to hold the button down in order to talk. Same thing here. However, there is one feature called hands-free translations, which keeps you from having to hold this button down. However, you do need to be able to change the direction of the arrow so that the device will know which is the language that is being spoken at the time. So keep that in mind. Okay, that's right. Let me go back. I see that Persian is actually yeah, there you go. So if you see my screen there, you'll see Persian/Farsi there. So yeah, we do have Persian, Farsi. So that's a great question. Amanda's asking about Google Translate and Microsoft Translate and the differences in those. The main difference I think that you'll find here for us is that HIPAA compliant, that privacy side of things with Google and likely with Microsoft as well. We know that how they work when it comes to taking some of those translations, and you don't really know where they're being stored or how they're being used. I'm not sure if they fall under HIPAA compliance, but privacy is a big deal to us, and so to us that's one of the biggest features. The other main difference for us is that we use multiple translation engines. Google and Microsoft sort of use their own proprietary engines. We use multiple engines depending on the languages that are being translated. So that's one of the decisions the device makes right off the bat, is it figures out what are the two languages that are being used, and then it finds the correct engine to do the translation. So the quality of the translations are going to be better on our end than they are from Google and Microsoft, excuse me. Let's see, Laurie, can you share examples of where devices? Sure. you name it, anywhere conversations happen, whenever an organization is having conversations with the general public. It can be anywhere from a DMV to hospitals to police officers, and EMS are using it for first responders. But our single biggest, I guess, vertical that we work with is education. Education, by far, more schools buy Pocketalk than just about any other vertical. And then in education, if we break that down a little bit, with education, our biggest customer by far is New York City DOE. And then probably, let's see, out west, San Diego Unified School Districts, Stockton schools, and up in Central California. Lately, we've worked a lot with the Florida, many Florida districts. So yes, we're and Illinois. Illinois is another state that we're getting a lot of use there as well. And of late, actually, now that I think about it, of late, New Jersey and Massachusetts have probably had the most activity. So yeah, we're absolutely getting a lot more use in those settings. Where in New Jersey? Let me see. I might. I'm trying to think of where in New Jersey. I might be able to find that. I don't know if I have my spreadsheet available here, but let me see if I can pull that up, Naomi. If you give me a second, I might. Let's see. West Orange, Freehold, Lyndhurst, Hamilton Township, Essex Regional Schools, again, Lyndhurst, Bordentown, a little bit of Newark as well. Actually, a good number of Newark schools as well. Let's see here. Other questions. Monica, does translation AI learn or just adjust to dialects? Yeah, so AI is one of the features that we use. It's not, we're not totally AI, I'm not going to say that, but we are constantly using AI to make those kind of adjustments. Not so much necessarily during the conversation, that's a little bit harder to do, but kind of on the back end is where the AI takes place and makes an overall improvement to the services. College loan these out. I do know of, I can't think of the actual name of the college, but that is one of the models that colleges do end up loaning them out to the students for the semester. We have had a model where that was done even with younger students, elementary age students. We had a Ukrainian student in one of the schools, I want to say in Oregon, and they basically let her hang one on her neck to have available, not just to have conversations with teachers and staff, but to also be able to have those conversations with other students. So yes, that's definitely one of the models. My email, yeah, let me just type that in here. There it is, Arturo@pocketalk.com. You can definitely shoot me an email. What we normally do when it comes to purchases is you shoot us an email, we'll send you a quote. You just tell us how many you're looking at. We do offer bulk discounts, so you will save money on your purchase, as long as and then if you are a nonprofit, we do ask you to send us your nonprofit certificate. That way we won't have to charge you any taxes. But yes, we work with quotes, and then you can send us a PO if you'd like to work with POs. We can also pay with credit card if that works better for you. But POs tend to be the easiest and the quickest way. And then to use diverse voices. Unfortunately, the voices are very pretty much the same voice. We don't have that option right now to to have an option to change the voices. It's pretty much one voice. You'll notice that right off the bat. Canadian, we actually just Lyle, we just started selling direct in Canada, so I can help you there. Just shoot me an email, and like I said, we can get you going. But yes, you can buy direct from us. Those of you who are interested in buying a 1 or 2 items, you can buy them direct through Amazon if that's fast for you. If you need something quick, Amazon does sell Pocketalk. However, they don't offer the bulk discounts and the discounts that I can offer you. So just keep that in mind. I'd be happy to work with you. So just shoot me an email. You'll likely save money if you work directly through me. We do have an app. The difference in the app and the device, you don't have as many languages. It's just not, the app is generally designed for travelers going to a smaller number of countries. So and keep that in mind. The app is you are going to pay a little bit of a subscription fee. So if you have it for a while, you could end up spending more money than you would if you just purchased directly a device on its own. The other thing we always remind many of our users is that you don't necessarily always want to have your phone out, when you're having a conversation with a client or a student or families. If you're getting messages from loved ones, do you really want those to pop up in front of the person you're working with? So this just keeps you from having to take your phone out and makes it just a little bit easier to have those kind of conversations. And then you also have to think in terms of privacy and where that goes. So keep that in mind. You can mix it. Yes, actually, Mary, these work great in Mexico. Millennial thing. I used them over in Europe over the summer in 3 different countries, and it works great. The only thing that happened to me in my experience was that too many people in Europe spoke English, so I didn't have to use it as much as I was hoping to use it. But no, overall, yes, it works fine in Mexico City. That's definitely one of the countries where you can use it without a problem. And again, it'll work on the cellular networks that are already there. Okay, we're down to about 3 minutes. I know I went quickly. Let me think here. Is there any other feature that I wanted to share with you? I talked about the camera being on the back, so keep that in mind. I do want to kind of give you make sure you understand that the camera itself, it's not designed for entire documents. I don't want you to feel like I'm going to snap a picture of this long page of text. It doesn't work that way. It's more for smaller snippets, maybe to help people fill out a form, or in my case, the way I used it a lot is to read menus when I was looking to eat. So keep that in mind. The camera is there. It works very nicely for text, but not huge amounts of text. Just wanted to let you know about that. Yeah, this 2-year cell package is included even in Mexico City. So yeah, you'll be able to use it for 2 years there, not a problem. All right. Any other questions? I know we went fast, but okay, I'm going to put my email one more time in the chat. There it is. So don't hesitate to reach out to me if you have any other questions. And again, I can help you with pricing and any other information that might be useful to you. So don't hesitate. All right. Thank you, Mary. I appreciate that. And Monica. Thank you all. If there are no more questions, I'll go ahead and wrap up. And thank you for your time.